Okay, so for this basketball drill, we're going to have two lines above the 3-point line. Each line can have 2 to 3 athletes. We want the basketballs in both of these lines. So as we can see, we have a line here on this side on the right side, and a line here on this side on the left side. Now, what we're going to be working on is passing and cutting, right? Passing and cutting. That's going to be, the consistent thing that we're working on here. Okay, so let's say we start this drill with this line on the right side. Now, it's important that this is one of those drills where it's going to be continuous movement, right? It's going to be continuously moving. We're moving. We're moving. There isn't really a lot of stopping here on this play. Okay, so we want to work on passing and cutting, but we also want to work on paint touches. Okay, so we can kind of have this person outside the 3-point line if we're dealing with an older team. If we're dealing with a younger team, you might want to move them in a little bit. Okay, maybe these lines can also move over here a little bit more if we have them a little bit too wide to start. Okay, so we're going to start with number one who has the basketball. And what number one is going to do is they're going to drive hard to the basket. Now, we want to force the idea of getting a paint touch. Now, it depends how high you want to put this wing player, so we put them right here, right? We want to enforce the idea of getting a paint touch, right? That's what we want. If we're working on, continuous movement and continuous motion, and even though this is, kind of a warm-up style of a drill, we still want to implement those strategies. Okay, we attack the paint, we force, defensive we force the defense to collapse off of our penetration, and that is how we get the ball moving on a 5-out motion offense. We want to, enforce those principles. So number one is going to cut hard to the key, right? They want to get, as close to a paint touch as possible. And then they're going to kick the ball out, and they're just going to run a basic give and go, right? They give to, number 7 in this line, and then they receive the ball back. And then number one is going to go up for a layup after receiving the basketball. Okay. Now, as number one goes up for that layup, number 7 here is following their pass and they're getting the rebound. Okay. After number one goes up for that layup, they're going to continue moving and then they're going to fill this wing. Okay. Number 7 gets the rebound. They're dribbling back to the back of the line with the basketball. Okay. Ball goes to the front of the line again. And now we run the exact same play, the exact same drill over here on this side of the floor. Number 4 is going to cut to the basket hard. They're going to get that paint touch, or at least, attempt to get a paint touch. Then we want to, hypothetically, have a situation here where the defense would collapse. So we kick it out. Number 4 continues to cut. They have their hands up for a target looking for the basketball, right? It's a big important thing. We want to even work on the little things, the smaller fundamentals, right? We have our hands up. We look for the basketball. Number 1 is going to give the ball back to number 4. Number 4 goes up for that layup. Number 1 is following the pass. Number 4 continues to move. They fill this side, right? Number 1 is getting the rebound, and then they're filling the back of this line. So number 1 comes to the back of this line with the basketball. Basketball's over here now. Now we're reset. So as you can see, it's continuous movement. Number 2, right? They're getting that paint touch. They're going to kick the ball out. They're going to look for the ball back. They're going to receive it. Right, number 2 is going to go up for the layup. Number 4 is going to follow their pass. Number 2 goes up for the layup. Right, they're continuously moving. They're then filling this line. Number 4 is getting the rebound. They're going to the back of this line. Right, my lines are kind of getting messed up here, but you understand what we're looking at. So overall, we have our continuous movement. Right, we're basically the whole drill is just steady go, steady go, steady go. We're not really slowing down at all. We're not really stopping. We're continuously moving. So it's achieving one, a warm-up, right? We're warming up our team. But also number 2, right, we're working on passing and cutting. We're working on, something that will be essential to a continuous movement, to a continuous motion offense, which is we penetrate the defense, we force them to collapse, we kick the ball out, we look for the ball back, we have our hands up for a target, right? It's a continuous movement. And even though, it is just a warm-up drill, it sets the tone for the rest of the practice. It sets the tone for what we want to achieve, which is continuous movement on the offensive end. Okay, so this is a basketball drill where we can really focus on driving, kicking, and swinging, right? That's what we want to really focus on with this one is ball movement, right? Penetrating, getting to the key, but swinging the basketball, right? So this is a drill that really I think you can use with all age groups, whether you're a younger team, you're teaching those fundamentals of, wanting to kind of incorporate a motion offense or, that type of ball movement. But also if you're an older team, a high school team that, wants to enforce this type of thing as well. So let's kind of break it down a little bit. So we want to have a lineup right here of players with the basketball in their hand. And we're also going to have a pass right here that's going to be V cutting, and they're just going to be kind of like ripping below the knees to the basket. And then we're going to have our shooter here, right? So we have three different lines. So line one with the basketball, line two near this cone that we want to set up about right there. And then, our shooter right here. So how this is going to work is we're going to have number one here with the basketball, right? And as that is happening, number five is making a bit of a V cut. They're actually going to start by the cones. They're going to pop out, extend to the 3-point line. And number one is going to hit them with a pass. So that first pass that we make, we want to really, we want this to be muscle memory, right? The whole point of these, kind of drive kick swing drills is, to not just run through the motions of a 5-out, right? We want to, run these drills so that, we can incorporate these movements and it just becomes muscle memory to the players, right? So number five right here is going to sweep below the legs, right? They're going to rip and go, right? And they're going to drive into the paint after they receive that ball from a cut. Because we don't want them to catch the ball standing still. We want them to cut. So after that, they're going to drive to the paint. And once they get to about right here, they're going to kick the ball out to number four. Now, number four right here is our shooter, right? So this is a great shooting drill, to be quite honest with you as well, because number four is going to receive that pass and they're going to step into a shot. So, it depends if you're a younger age group or an older age group. You can keep them, at the 3-point line. If you're an older group, if you're a younger group and you want to put a mid-range, about right here, that's fine too. But we're just going to, for the sake of the drill, have them at the 3-point line. So they are going to have a clear target on their hands. They're going to open their hands up for a target. They're going to receive that pass. They're going to step into the shot, right? So number five right here is kicking it out to number four. Number four then is going to step into the shot. So how do we move from here? So after number one passes to number five, number one is going to immediately go to the cones. And then he is taking that spot right there. And number five, after they, make that first pass, they are going to follow their pass, right? Everybody's going to follow their pass and fill in that spot. So number four shoots the basketball, right? Number four is going to get the rebound, and number four gets the rebound, and they're coming back up here to the top of the floor, right? So number four is coming back up here with the basketball, and now the ball goes to the front of the line. And realistically, we probably have a few more, basketballs in this line, but now we're set up, we're ready to go again. Number one is coming off that V cut, right? We're probably going to have this line a little bit closer to the 3-point line, obviously. Okay, so we're going to hit number one with that pass, and we're going to fill the spot. Number one, is going to rip and go, get to the paint. They're going to penetrate the key, right? And number five is going to be ready for that shot. We're going to kick it out to them. Number five is going to shoot. We're going to follow our pass, but as that's happening, number five is shooting the basketball, getting the rebound, right, and coming back to the back of the line with the basketball. And now we're reset again. So it's a continuous movement, right? Number two, right, we're actually here. We're going to pop in and out, hit him with the pass. Number three fills. Number two drives to the paint, right, kicks it out to number one, follows the pass, number one shoots the ball. So it's a continuous movement, right? We want to teach the athletes that we're continuously moving, we're driving, we're kicking, we're swinging, right? And we want this, this movement to become muscle memory to them. So, this is a great alternative into just teaching a basic, kind of 5-out, over and over again, because this incorporates a shot, it incorporates actual real game scenarios, right? All right, folks, I need to quickly stop right there before we move into our next topic to mention that right now, 97.1% of our daily viewers are not subscribed to our channel. So that means if you are one of these people, if you are one of these 97.1% who are not currently subscribed but are watching this video, it would be greatly appreciated if you could take the time real quick to hit that subscribe button. It will help us continue to make content like this, continue to make basketball plays for other coaches, basketball drills for other players, and basketball, everything that, both players and coaches and organizations alike can use. So again, if you could really quickly take the time to hit that subscribe button, it'll just take 2 seconds. It would be greatly appreciated.